Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna continue working on part 9 of this school building. Let's get started. So in the previous video, we were able to add in mullions for our curtain wall. And here, we're gonna continue working on this by adding on a canopy for the front entrance. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my ground floor, and then here at least you could see where we should put. So I'm just gonna move this a bit right here, and then we're gonna add in our canopy. What I'm gonna use is I'm gonna use model in place. So under your component, the drop down, click on model in place and look for generic model. Press OK, and then generic model depending on what you want to use for the name. I'm just gonna use this, and then I'm just gonna use an extrusion. And I'm just gonna do this around 4,000, and then I'm gonna align this to this wall and also this wall, and then click finish. And before we click finish again, I'm gonna change the materials. I'm gonna use this sash and click finish, and let's look at it at 3D. I'm just gonna pull this one up like so, and as you can see, it's just a simple canopy like this. We can also put an angle on this. I think that will look better. But in order for us to do this, I feel like I wanted to do a horizontal and then a slope like that, or slanted. So we could also do that. But for now, let's just leave it like that. And if I want to change it later on, we can. And then let's add in the support. So let's go to our ground floor again, or second floor. So the ground floor instead. And then we could use the model in place as well. Or we could use a column, an architecture column. So let's use a rectangle like so. This is too big. I'm just gonna add it here and then here. Let's look at it. And I want to attach it to this top. So as you can see, it's not working because this is just a generic model. So it didn't consider it as a roof. And then we could just offset this to maybe 200 negative offset. Also, we might change this as well. I kind kind of want to use a model in place as well so that we could um, basically um, change it more depending on what we like. It's because if we're doing that, it's basically like that only. I'm gonna change this to, we could use a different plane. So actually, I'm gonna change this to the 3D, and maybe we could set up the work plane. I'm gonna pick a plane. I'm gonna pick this plane instead. Or I'm gonna set the plane. Yeah, I'm gonna set this plane on this plane. So I could go to east elevation or north, sorry, south. This is our canopy. So I'm gonna create this slanted. So I'm gonna align this up here, and it's all the way down to the floor. Let's just make sure that this is the floor, and I just want it to be squared, so that's fine. Click finish. Look at it at 3D, and it looks good. I'm happy with this. And then maybe I could just mirror it afterwards. I could also add a brace here, so maybe I could just do that quickly. I want to maintain the 200. So this is actually, let's do 150 on everything. And then let's close this off. And then SL, and then TR. So we need a close loop. And then let's change the materials. Birch. I'm gonna use birch. Go back to 3D. And I want to make sure that the extrusion, I want this one to be negative 250. So that's good enough. Click finish. And then we could just mirror this or create a copy. Just gonna create a copy of this instead. Uncheck this constraint. And then let's look at it like that. And then let's align this, or just do it manually and go to ease, and then just move this one like so. Okay, so now we have our design like this. It looks good. Um, so it looks good. I'm not complaining. Maybe we could move this one back a little, something like that, and then go back to ease and create a copy. Yeah, I'm just gonna create a copy. Okay, and let's look at it. Yeah, it's good enough. So we have this. Now we could create some stuff right here, um, s- especially the windows for all of this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create something on one, and then I'm just going to copy and paste it all of them. So before I do the windows for the rooms here, I want to add a skyline, and I'm gonna include this also, so don't worry. So I added a skyline, and I'm gonna click a window. So here's the skyline, and then I'm just gonna add it like so, and let's go to top, and I'm gonna add it like this one. I'm gonna include this one on the download link, and let's add one more and move it like that, and let's look at it. So it looks like that. Maybe we could add two more or four or one more, and then we could just spread it around. So that's good enough. We could also add it on the hallway. So we need to go top again, and then we need to see what's going on below. So we could go to underlay and second floor, and we could add it in the middle of this. So click on window. So something like that. and then here as well. So I think that's good enough. And then now we could start adding the window. So let's add in the window. So I'm gonna go to our second floor. I'm gonna use curtain wall. So I'm gonna use curtain wall like this. So I'm gonna make it a little bit short, and maybe let's maintain 8,000 and just move it like so. And then go to modify and then cut geometry. Once you're done with that, let's go back to 3D, and I want to move it up like that. And actually, I'm gonna add in another one. I want the separation. So let's add in another curtain wall. And then let's look at it. And then we have another one there. So there's two of them. Wall and then curtain wall. So if we see it onto our south elevation, and then let's add in our curtain grid. So I want it evenly. Even this one as well. And then add in our mullions. And then now I'm going back to second floor, and I'm gonna add in a model in place. Generic model. This will be model 4, and then it's gonna be an extrusion. Let's change the materials. I'm gonna use copper for now. And then now we're gonna add in the design. So the span of this, so that's 8,000, and then around 1,200, or I think that's too much. 1,000 is enough. And then here, I'm just going to add some grill. So I'm gonna do an offset of 50, and then the rectangle, it's supposed to be from the inside like that. And then I'm gonna add in the midpoint, and then from midpoint I'm going to create those grids. So now I'm gonna do an offset of 25, and then delete this midpoint. So now I want this to be added. So I'm actually gonna undo this, and I want to see the midpoint of each one. But this one will be, so I'm gonna do an array. So array is not possible. So instead, I'm gonna do an offset, or I'm just gonna copy this. Multiple. I'm gonna create 700. So you can type it. So 700. And then on this side as well. I think 700 is enough. Okay. So now we just need to split. So SL. I'm just gonna split this and then trim. So don't worry, we're just gonna do it once, hopefully, if we group them all together properly. Okay, so now click finish, and let's look at it at 3D. Let's extend it upwards into the middle of this, like that. So that looks better. And then click finish. So now we need to group this all together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this all together and then create a group. So GP, and then this will be group number 1. Once you do, if you look at it, and then if we go back to second floor, as you can see, everything is grouped all together, and we could just copy and then paste it onto this, and that will be an easy way of adding the same um, windows on this side. So we're gonna stop here for now and continue on the next video. Thank you for watching and hope you liked the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below.